they've got $1,000. What would you advise them to do in the way of getting in and learning how to do purchasing as rookies as well? But I'll go back to listening. I heard you question whether or not Labura was my daughter. Yes, she is my daughter. Yes. And I've got about half a dozen people listening in.
Absolute pleasure, brother. Good to hear from you. That's the honorable.
Good. Take care.
Good. Honorable Amafika Geuka from West Palm Beach. Go ahead, brother HERU.
That was Baba Amafika's confirming that was his lineage who asked the question. And so I have to, because that's his lineage, I have to.
You got to.
Special attention,
right?
You
got to.
Yeah. So this is what I would say for those of you who are new to investing.
Right.
Probably the best thing that you could do, and some people would laugh, but this is really important. Right. I tell people, if you're going to invest, ask yourself, what is really investing? Investing means that you know the trends for businesses and you know who the winners are going to be in the future. Mm-hmm. That's all it is.
Right.
And you know who the losers are going to be in the future. Mm-hmm. Now, traditionally, what people do is the people who are really serious about this, they'll get a Bloomberg terminal. This is how Bloomberg made his money, and start looking at basically news and get the Wall Street Journal and be engaged in what is called business gossip, right? So you study what's going on with different CEOs, what they're saying, blah, 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 blah. It becomes very tedious. So a lot of people don't get involved in it when actually like business gossip is just as absorbable as celebrity gossip, right? They're using the business gossip to leverage the information to make money. Okay.
Right. Mm-hmm.
It's all about being able to accurately predict the future.
Right.
So the fast track to this is there is a series on TV or Netflix called Black Mirror.
Black Mirror? Okay.
Yes. Black Mirror talks about really what the world will most likely look like in the future. In some ways it's absurd. So it's almost like Twilight Zone for the future. But it's actually very profound in what it's saying in terms of like robots, AI, all types of things, electric vehicles, like it projects into the future. And a lot of it is dystopian. A lot of it is stuff that you would be like, man, the future is not looking so bright. Police surveillance state, all of your phones are tapped and everything. But it gives you a sense of where technology is headed, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Once you understand that, now you're able to have a lens into the future.
Right.
Because what happens with our people, the best of our people, because of our situation that we're in as a people, the best of our people are those of us who decided to seriously study our history. It starts there. To understand who we are, where we came from, what really happened before we came out of our mother's womb. And we start finding out the crazy stories that happened to people of African descent, right? So the best of our people become historians to a degree, whether it be professional or amateur historians, because we need to find out like the truth about our people, because the educational system has lied about who we are, right? And then what happens a lot of times is that the best of our people end up getting stagnated in the past. So they can tell you everything about the past, but we're not using the past to get predictions for the future.
Right.
Now, those people who are interested in the present would get involved in politics and what Bush said today, or what Obama said today, or what Trump said today, and then they'll deal with that.
Right.
But very few of us in these communities are focused on being able to accurately predict the future.
Right.
Right? And I would say that that's probably some of the gaps that some of us are missing. Well, the future is actually easy to predict if you have a synthesized view of history and the trajectory of human beings and what happens with human beings.
Right.
So you use the historical knowledge of our people, technology, technological development, understand what's happening in the present to be able to project in the future. This is very important. But if you only have an analysis of the past, you won't be able to invest, because investing is just about being able to accurately predict the future. Okay? So it's about having a well-rounded approach to life, having an analysis on the past, analysis of the present, and analysis of what the future looks like. So investing actually makes you a very well-rounded person, because you can't invest in the future if you don't understand the past, right? But a lot of us just get stuck in the past, and we've seen that, Brother Anthony. Our community, Brother Red Pill, you've seen that. So what we did today is I showed you all what these charts are looking like. I showed you all what these investments are looking like. And so the first thing that you do if you want to invest is spend a couple hours watching Black Mirror. Okay? And I think that's on Netflix. Just spend a couple hours watching the first 2-3 seasons of it.
Right.
You get a sense of the future. All right. Next thing you do is you get a Robinhood account, which is free to get. You download it on your phone. And once you download it on the phone, you're going to do an exercise, which we do all the time.
Right.
You look at some of these leading companies, and you look 5 years in the past, 10 years in the past, and you figure out how much money would you have made if you invested in these companies 5 years ago,
right.
10 years ago. And it becomes very telling, right? And, you know, we do these exercises all the time. I'll do it again with y'all.
Hey, before you get to that, since we got our AI expert on, Red Pill, talk a little bit about the both of you, though, where we're going, where we're moving, and where the future is going with artificial intelligence as it relates to trading and stocks and investments.
Yeah, I'm going to have Red Pill deal with that one.
Red Pill, where we are with artificial intelligence. Trading.
Yeah, we're in a very advantageous time. You have the opportunity now to actually program what they call agents. You see this this agent that I have in the picture with Morpheus?
Right.
So we are officially in the age of the agents. 2026 is the agentic AI era. It's the beginning of a new era in AI where the agents work for you. It's never been like that before. So in the movie The Matrix, we're in that scene, or that part of the movie, similar to Black Mirror, how Brother HERU says that we should watch Black Mirror. Before the Black Mirror era was the Matrix era, when Matrix is a documentary. So in the movie Matrix, there was a scene where Morpheus was in the dojo with Neo, with the Neo fight. And he said that he wanted to learn karate because he didn't know karate. And Morpheus was able to download the skill of karate into Neo's neocortex, right, into his brain. Well, we currently live in that era with Anthropic's Claude, where you literally could download any skill, any high-level skill, and automatically create an agent off of that skill. So I could become a trader on Wall Street by basically building up a skill agent from all of the videos from like the Wolf of Wall Street. Anybody that I may be following, the good brother Ian Dunlap from EYL. He's been known, the master investor. I could download all of his videos. I could download anybody's books, PDFs, and then create an agent that's based off of market information. And then that agent will be able to automatically trade for me. I could set up a dummy account of about $500 and test the agent, refine the agent. I could put the agent on Polymarket, which is a prediction market, where they could basically say, is the Knicks gonna win the next playoff series? And I'll just put money on that, right? I could bet on it. I could bet on the odds and everything. So the prediction markets like Kalashi and Polymarket are humongous right now. They're making people millionaires overnight. The agents are working for people. The bots are basically trading for people, making people millions overnight. There's so many APIs, and there's so many quote unquote super agents that are now being spawned and being built out, workflows, automations, you name it. So we literally live in a matrix time zone right now. I could spawn 100 agent Smiths to basically work for me while I'm working with the brothers. While I'm on this call right now, I could have set up 100 agents to basically send out emails, write blogs for me, check the stock market, you know, report back to me when certain prices change. All of these things are automated now.
Yeah, that's why I call the brother expert in artificial
Yeah.
intelligence. Brother, how can the folks out there follow you?
Yes, they could tap into the platform Know the Ledger 444 on YouTube, Know the Ledger 444, and also Know the Ledge Media. We have two platforms. Every Tuesday we have a program entitled Techno Tuesdays, where we go strictly technology. We did it last night. And all throughout the week, we also have different segments that we upload. And then on Fridays, I do a workshop called Imaginarium. We've been doing it for 90 days. Our last session is coming up this Friday. And what we've been doing in Imaginarium is literally we've been showing the family how they could tap into their imagination. Their diamond's mind. The real mind is the mind, you know. And we now live in an era where your IP, your intellectual property, could be monetized. It turns into a digital asset. It could become a part of your portfolio. So what we're doing is we're teaching people how to create digital assets utilizing their imagination in these AI tools like Midjourney, like Higgsfield AI, like Kling 3.0, C-Dance, Happy Horse, you know, all of these tools. You literally could take, I'm taking my son who's 6 years old, his scribble scrabbles, and I'm turning it into IP. I'm turning it into intellectual property, comic books, cartoon series, characters. He's into hummingbirds these days. He's creating hummingbirds out of construction paper. I'm taking pictures of the hummingbirds. I'm uploading it into ChatGPT, and I'm saying, give me a Pixar style cartoon character. And we're doing, you know, we're doing stuff like that. And I want to end it by saying that collectively, working as a collective is always going to trump working as individuals. So we live in an advantageous time. If you're unemployed, if you're unhoused, if you don't have any type of motion and you need to get together with a group that's doing things, please, I don't do pity parties. I don't trauma bond. I'm a visionary. I speak on the future and I speak on the solutions. So if that's what you want to do, please tap in with us and let's make this thing happen. We'll get you signed up and we'll get you going.
All right. Appreciate that. Great Kazi, my brother. All right, back
Thank
to
you.
you.
Thank you.
All right, excellent, man. What I'm gonna do, someone just contact. So I'm gonna do this special for one of my subscribers. They just asked if there's any other options. You all, those of you all watching today, you all are very fortunate today. I'm in a great mood right now because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna buy another option for y'all.
We're getting a treat today, man. I'm staying in.
I'm gonna show you all live.
Right.
I'm going to get an option on Microsoft.
What?
And I'm going to show you why and what my thinking is on it, so you all are able to see. There's a lot of questions that people are asking, but let me. Okay, yes, I see a lot of questions coming up. So let's do a live purchase right now. And we're going to do a live purchase on Microsoft. And I know Brother Anthony's excited because I know he's taking positions on these things. Yeah, so why am I picking Microsoft? And so here's why I'm picking Microsoft. I look at the charts first because I'm a technical trader, really. But trading on the war is more fundamental trading because you're using the news. So when you're trading based on news, it's called fundamental analysis. When you're trading based on what the charts look like, it's technical analysis. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you all why I would get an option in Microsoft, because it came on my screen. This is something I was going to do and then share with my subscribers, but you know, since we're on air live right now, let me just go ahead and do it. Can you see this, Brother Anthony?
Yes, we can.
Okay, this is the monthly chart for Microsoft. Now,
where are we? We're on Robinhood?
No, this is Hugo's Way.
Hugo's Way, okay.
This is the monthly chart for Microsoft. I want everyone to pay serious attention to this. You see this graph and you see this chart, and it looks like a foreign language, right?
Mm-hmm.
You see, brother, and it looks like a foreign language, right? But what do you notice about the chart? It's sloping upwards.
Yep. On the incline.
It's climbing. It means that the price of Microsoft has been going up all this time, and every single one of these bars here is a month.
Okay.
I'm on the monthly chart. So Microsoft has been going up, going up. Every now and then you'll see a dip, right?
Mm-hmm.
Guess what we just saw? A dip, right?
Right.
And then it goes up.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
We've just caught Microsoft at the low.
Right.
What do they say in commerce? Buy low, sell high?
Buy low, sell high.
Yes. So it's first principles thinking. So Microsoft has hit a low, and notice where it hits the low on this blue line right here, which is an EMA called the 50 EMA. Okay. Mm-hmm. But I'm not going to get into too much details on that, but I see an opportunity here because this is a low right here. So you see me in with my stop loss at the low. Mm-hmm. And I get in. This is the monthly chart. You go to the weekly chart, you see the same thing. That's the low there. So right now it's looking like this is going to be a good buy for Microsoft. Right. So because of that, I can enter a trade. I'm going to do a live trade on Forex with Microsoft. You all won't be able to see everything because the screens are a bit different, but you know what I can do? I can share. This is what I'll do. I will share the screen, not the window. Mm-hmm. So let me remove that. Let me stop sharing that, and I'm going to share the window with you all. So you all get to see what my day looks like when I do these things in real time. So you all are getting a treat today. Right. Let me go to share window. No, entire screen. That's what I'm going to do. All right, let's do that. Now you'll be able to see step by step. Okay, you see this right here?
Yep.
All right, I'm going to enter a buy because I've identified the low is this point right here. See it?
I see it.
All right. So I'm going to get 0.01 lot, put it in. You see me? Do you see the entry?
I do.
The green line?
The green line is the entry.
Buy. I take my stop loss to the low.
I'm going to lower it.
Rarely does it actually breach the low. Okay? Now, let me show you all some math. I'm about to show you all some math real quick. Probably I need to talk to you all about first principles thinking. All right, let's do some first principles thinking. I'm gonna do some math on Forex for you all. All right, so I'm gonna stop sharing this real quick and just look at you all in the eye and talk to you all about first principles thinking. So, this is what you need to know, and no one's going to tell you this when it comes to Forex. People ain't really going to share this with you.
Right.
But, okay, what are we doing when we're investing or trading or what have you, right? First principles thinking asks you to identify two things. It asks you, number one, what are the immutable truths of a problem set, whether it's in engineering, scientific, human relationships, economic, whatever it is. First principles thinking is a way of solving problems in the most judicious and expeditious manner possible. So I use first principles thinking for everything that I do. First principles thinking tells you to do two things, and only two things. Number one, what are the immutable truths of this problem set? So in other words, when you're trading and you're dealing with economics, what are the immutable truths? The immutable truths are buy low, sell high. Mm-hmm. Right. In all forms of commerce, it's buy low, sell high. Any business that you do, anything that you do, you want to buy low and sell higher than what you bought it for. You buy your house, you want to sell a house, you want to buy it for $100,000, sell it for $200,000. Right. Buy low, sell high. Okay. What are the limiting factors in investing in economics. What's the biggest limiting factor? The biggest limiting factor is predictability or the lack thereof.
Right.
Right? So now you have the mutable truth, buy low, sell high, buy low. The other part is predictability.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's your limiting factor. The least predictability you have, the more money you will lose, right? And the more predictability you have, the more money you will make. I need people to follow me on this.
Right.
Let me tell you the mistake that people make when they trade Forex. And this is a gem that I want you all to understand. I need you all to listen very carefully to what I'm saying. If predictability is the limiting factor, the lack thereof is the limiting factor, you want to now be engaged in everything that gives you the highest level of predictability. The question now becomes, on the charts, you have the 1 minute chart, the 5 minute chart, the 15-minute chart, the 30-minute chart, the 1 hour chart, weekly chart, and all of that. Okay. Let me ask you a question. Let's just say that you want to see what's happening in a forest, right? And to be able to actually accurately see what's happening in a forest. And let's say the forest is 10 acres. Are you able to see what's happening in the forest from the ground? Or are you better able to see what's happening from the forest from the sky?
In the sky.
From the sky.
Right.
So the bigger view gives you more sense of what's really happening with the forest.
Absolutely.
It's the same thing for charts. The bigger the time frame, you're able to see the forest better.
Right.
The smaller the time frame, you're not able to really see the forest.
Right.
That means the greatest predictability, accuracy will come from the bigger time frames. Most people who trade Forex are only using the small time frames. This is why they're losing money, because there's too much volatility in the small time frame.
Right.
The bigger time frames gives you a better sense of where things are moving. You see how when I showed you the Microsoft chart, the monthly chart, you were able to see a nice slope going up? I'm going to show you the 5-minute chart and the 1 minute chart and tell me what type of slopes you see or what type of direction that you see. All right. This is more advanced conversation, but I think the listeners are ready. Does everyone
We
see
got
this
it.
chart?
We see it.
All right, this is the monthly chart. You see the nice slope?
I got it.
Okay, let's go to the 1 minute chart. You see this, right?
We see
So
it.
let's get another view. Look at all of this,
Yep.
right? Look at this. See how messy it starts looking?
Mm-hmm.
You don't see a really great slope, right?
Right.
It looks messy. It represents volatility.
Mm-hmm.
So the smaller time frames are more volatile.
Right.
Volatility is anathema to predictability. Let me say that again. Volatility is the enemy of predictability. Therefore, you want to be on the least volatile chart frames as possible. And the least volatile chart frames are the bigger time frames. So therefore, anyone who's teaching you Forex and they got you trading off the 1 hour chart or the 30-minute chart, 15-minute chart, you're losing money.
Right.
The key is to use the monthly chart, the weekly chart, and the daily chart. Those are the time frames you want to use because it's going to show you a more bird's eye view of the forest. And then you understand what's going on. This is very important for you to understand. This is why I picked Microsoft, because we've got a daily low, weekly low, monthly low coinciding. Chances are that every time that you see a low happen, price goes up. Look at this low here. Do you notice this low right here?
Mm-hmm.
That low hitting this right here, this blue line here, that's a low. That's another low. Every time it hits the low, it goes up. We've just hit a low. So that means that I'm going to hit a buy because I'm expecting price to go up.
Right.
Okay. If I'm expecting price to go up on the Forex market, that means that I'm expecting price to go up in the options market too, because it's just about the price going up. So what do? I take a position in Forex, a buy on Microsoft, and then I go ahead and buy an option. So I'm going to right now buy a Microsoft option, and all of you all are going to see it in real time. How about that?
Oh, please.
All right.
Please.
So I'm going to do that, and this is just for the audience that's tuned in, right? So we're going to remove that, take that off, and let's just see where. Let me get back into my Zoom to share the screen. Some of y'all, this will be the first time y'all seeing some live options being purchased and how I do what I do. Okay, so let me get back on the Zoom.
While you do that, I got to take a station identification break. You're listening to WSYPOP 95.1, SANKOFA, Revolutionary Radio.
Excellent. So let's do this. Let's make this happen. Let's go share screen again, and I'm going to get back in to the options. Okay, so we're going to get a Microsoft option today. We just got an oil option. Those of you who tuned in a little later, those on Notaledge Media, you can go back to look at this broadcast if you want. I purchased some oil options, showed you all how I did it, and now we're going to purchase a Microsoft option. I'm going to show you all how I do it. Okay. And here we go. So we got Microsoft. We already know that Microsoft has hit a monthly low, which is a big deal. And I'm going to show you all the math on how this works. So let's do share screen, and let's do Zoom meeting. Okay, there we are. Y'all able to see Microsoft?
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay, let's just do a quick exercise on Microsoft. If you invested in Microsoft from the beginning of Microsoft, you've made 750x your money, which would be about 8.5x your money.
Right.
So $10,000 would have become $85,000, right?
Wow.
So, but that's modest compared to like what we saw with Tesla, right?
What we saw earlier, right?
Yeah, but
3 million. Right.
Yes. So let's look at this. So you see this right now, right?
Right.
So what I do is I hit trade, and then I go trade options, and I like to choose an expiration date that is over a year out. Okay. So I'm gonna go with June. Let's go with June 12th. Okay. Over a year out gives the stock time to breathe. Okay. And I'm going up, and I'm going to choose a cheap one. There's one here for 23 cents, 19 cents. Okay. I'm going to go with the 19-cent one.
Oh, you're not going to negotiate that one out.
I am going to negotiate. I negotiate all of them.
I got you.
Okay. So I'm going to go 19 cents. See it there?
All right.
Okay. Now I'm going to start with, let's say, 10 cents and see if it gives me medium. Yep.
Yep.
So I'm going to go with 9 cents. Ah, I still get medium at 9 cents.
Right.
Medium likelihood to get filled. 8 cents. Medium likelihood to get filled.
Medium right there as well. Wow.
7 cents. Medium likelihood to get filled.
Let's go around down to 1. Man.
Let's go to 6 cents. The cheaper that you can get, the better.
Right.
Okay, that's low likelihood to get filled.
All right.
Medium starts at 7 cents.
Right.
So I'm going to go 7 cents. But what that means is it's always times 10. So this option costs $7. You see where it says estimated cost $7?
Yep.
Okay. So now I'm just showed you all that this is not just for wealthy people. You literally could get a Microsoft option that expires in a year for $7. I just showed you. Now I can do multiples. Let's just say I get 100 contracts. One contract is $7. I'll do 100 contracts for $700. Okay?
All right.
So now I put in $700. Let's see if they take it. If they don't, I'll have to raise the price. But remember, I've got all the way up to 19 cents, but I'm not paying 19 cents.
Right.
I'm bidding for 7 cents. It may get taken, it may not get taken.
But
you always want to start with medium fill likelihood.
Right.
Okay? Low fill likelihood, it probably won't get filled. But medium fill, so I did the smallest amount of money where it says medium fill likelihood. So now let's go. See if it gets taken. It did not get taken.
It did not. Okay.
So then what do? I go to replace order. So now I have to bid up.
Back to the table.
Back to the table. Now I'll go, let's try 8 cents. It says low fill. 9 cents, low fill. 10 cents, low fill.
Okay.
11 cents, medium fill.
That's medium.
I'm going to do 11.
Got to be quick.
Review. It did not get taken. So now I'm going to do 12. I don't want to do 19.
Right.
Anything I get in is going to be a bargain as long as it's under the 19. Okay, I'm at 15 now.
15 medium.
Let me take the contracts down because I don't want to risk more than, let's say, $1,000 per se. So let's just go with 60 or 65, 66, 67. Okay, there we go.
There you go.
Let's just see if this gets taken.
Let's go.
It did not get taken.
Wow. Okay.
That means that it's on the rise, and I'm catching it while it's rising.
Right.
So now let's try 16 cents, 17 cents.
Got a medium.
Right. Let's try 17 cents.
At 67, yeah.
It got taken.
Okay, good.
So I got in 2 cents under what the asking price was. Okay.
Negotiating, right.
The order is filled. Okay. So I'm in Microsoft now. And because I'm in Microsoft, I just sit down and I wait for it to actually pop the way that it needs to pop. But I'm in Microsoft now. And I get out when it hits 400%. So let me show you what it looks like at the end when I sell out. So Intel, I'm going to stop sharing the screen. I'm going to show you all Intel. All right. So let's do Intel. Let's show you what Intel has been doing recently. Okay. So I'm going to share this screen now with y'all. Intel is something I just got a lick off of. A huge lick off of. And let's just go to Intel's chart. Okay, you see Intel?
I see it, yeah.
All right, in the last week, Intel's gone up 28%. In 1 week. Last month, if you put your money in Intel in last month, you'd have made double your money. It's up 114%.
Okay.
Okay. And then I can show you all my Intel options so you can see what it looks like. And I showed you last week, but I cashed out of Intel because I hit my stock option threshold. Remember, I said I get out at 300% profit, which is 4x. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you all what that looks like. Let me see, because what I want to do is I want to show you all the option.
Man, you're gonna get me in trouble, man. I got a day job to go do, but I don't want to break away here, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna show this. We can start ending it, but I want to show this.
I like what Brother Papa Amafika did, man. He got him a group of family members together to watch this inside great Kazi of yours, brother. And that was a That was a good
Yeah,
idea.
all families should be engaged in this.
All family. That's a good thing.
Are you able to see this now, Brother Anthony?
Yeah, we see it.
Okay. So this is an Intel option that I got. I got this in February of this year. See it?
Yeah.
My average cost was $3.45. So you see how we were doing the whole bidding and everything, and I had to re-enter it?
Right.
I got in at $3.45 for this particular option.
Right.
Okay. I made 500% on this.
Wow. Yeah.
Which is 6x the money.
Right.
And I sold this last week.
Right.
Or a week and a half ago.
Mm.
So in 2 months, I was able to make 6 times my money. So what does that mean? That means that if I put $10,000 into Intel, I came out with $60,000 in 2 months. If I put $1,000, I came out with $6,000. That's what it looks like. And this is just one of them. I have another one. That's an $80 call. I have another one, and I'm not sure if I have that for y'all to see, because what I try to like X out the money so that people ain't all up in my pockets. But I have 2 of those options that did pretty much the same thing. So the point of the matter is that one was 508% and one was 544%. Okay, so I did 2 of them. I did 2 options that each gave me 6x return. Okay, so I was a very happy camper that day. All right, now I'm going to end by talking about Forex and why, and the math on Forex real quick, and why money can be made on Forex the way that it's made, and how you can actually be correct even if you miss. So what I want to show you all is this. Let me just see if there's any questions, and hopefully this has been helpful to all y'all. So, all right, check this out. I'm about to show you this in real time. There's people who do Forex who probably haven't seen it this way before. So this should be a learning moment for everybody watching. All right, so check this out. Let's do entire screen. All right. So, all right. You see this, Brother Anthony? You see this red pill? Are you all able to see the screen?
Yes, sir.
All right. Is it being shared with the audience? Let me make sure. I don't know if it's being shared with the audience. The audience, you all are able to see the Forex screen? You able to see the Forex screen, Red Pill and Brother Anthony? Please let me know. Let me see. Let me take that screen off because I'm not hearing from them whether they can hear it or not. But they can see it or not. Let's see. Okay. You all should be able to see it now. All right. Brother Anthony and Brother Red Pill, can you see the screen, the Forex screen? Can you tell me? Can anyone hear me? Oh, I'm not getting.
Yeah, we see the charts.
Okay, good. All right.
We see it.
This is the math I'm going to show you all. All right. So you see my entries here. I'm going to show you the PIP stop loss. All right. So last time Microsoft hit the low was here, right? No, it was here actually. Hit a low and then it went up. Let's look at this one right here. Let's just say I usually like to enter where this yellow is or before. So I'm just going to do the math here to here. It says right there, do you see where it says 3,300 pips? Can you see that? Can everyone see that?
Yep.
Okay, in the middle it says 0 to the left, and then the number of pips, it says 3,300, right?
3,390.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, let's just see how far this rolls.
I'm sorry. Can we remove that banner, the FB banner,
Which banner?
where it has the lady right there is blocking the view of the whole chart?
I don't see
There's
a
comment that got highlighted.
Oh, let me do that. Yeah. High comment. Okay.
Thank you, my brother.
Yep, good. All right. I want to show you all this math. All right. We saw that from here to there, where I would put the stop loss at 3,000 pips. So I would have to lose 3,000 pips, whatever that comes out to in terms of money. Let's just say it comes out to $100. Okay. That my distance from here to here is where my stop loss would be. It's about, let's just call it 3,300 pips. Okay. Let's say that 3,300 pips equals $100 in terms of my monetary risk. Look what it did in terms of the rise in pips from here. So let's just say here. It is at 22,000 pips. Do you see that? And then even to here, it's at 30,000 pips. Do you see where it says 30,800? Can you see that, Brother Phil? Red Pill?
Yeah.
And Brother Anthony? You see where it says 30,000? Okay. It was 3,000 down here and it's 30,000 up here.
Like a roller coaster.
Okay, so here's the deal. This is 10 times, 30,000 is 10 times 3,000. That means that my risk was 3,000 pips and my upside is 30,000 pips.
Right.
That means that there's a 10x between here and here in the risk. That means if I'm risking 1,000, I would have made 10,000 when price hits up here. Because it's literally 10x.
Right.
We went from 3,000 from here to here to 30,000 to here, which it reaches. That means that we've hit another low. That means that if I'm risking 1,000, I can expect either I'm going to lose 1,000 if it comes back down here, or I'm going to make $10,000.
Right.
Here. What does that mean? I need people to listen closely to this. Let's say that I have 4 trades like this on different charts, all of them with the same $1,000 risk, right? And let's just say that I lose 50% of them.
Right.
What did I lose? If I lose 2 out of 4, I've lost $1,000 twice, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm risking 1,000 for each trade.
Right, but what did you gain?
But I've got 4 trades, right? 4 trades, each risking 1,000. That means that if I lose on 50% of them, I've lost $2,000, but I've won on the other 2. And guess what happened? On the other two represented a 10x, which means that I made $10,000 on one of them and 10,000 on the second, and I lost 1,000 on the third one and 1,000 on the fourth one. I'm up $18,000.
That's right.
I'm up $18,000 with a 50% accuracy rate.
Right.
So I've risked $4,000. Listen carefully. I've risked $4,000 to make 20. Which means that even if I am wrong half the time, I'm going to make 5 times my risk. My risk is 4,000. The 2 trades that won gave me 20,000. The 2 trades that lost gave me 2,000 loss. I come out with about $18,000 with a $4,000 risk. That's about a 5x. That's about 4.5x. I'll take that every day of the week. Do you all understand what I'm saying now? That even if I lose half the time, I come out 4 to 5 times X. And it's even more than that, because if I start going on these other charts and I catch the monthly or weekly lows, the rise is more than 10X. A lot of times it's 20X. Right now, we've got Ethereum in a monthly low. I'm about to show you all this. Can you see this, Phil?
Yep.
Okay. Look at the monthly lows here. Okay, the last time Ethereum hit a low was here. The last time was here. Now it's hit a monthly low. That's why you see me in the trade. Okay, it'll be profitable probably by the end of the day.
Right.
But check this out. I want y'all to look at the risk factor. So let's just say right here that I got into the trade here because it hit this low right here, and I got in here. The distance between here and here, I put my stop loss here. It says 50,000 pips. Let's do now the distance from here to the high. Okay, that represents 360,000. That's about 7x. So I would have made 7x off of this trade right here and just sitting in it, or getting in here. And the earlier you get in, the multiple is even more, right? So if you got in here, which is really the best place to get in, so you do an entry, you see that it hit a low, let's say here, you probably would get in here. You've got, it says 21,000 pips, and your high would have been from here going up to this high to 340,000 pips, which represents more than a 10x. So 20,000 to 300,000 represents a 15x. So that's 15x off of this trade. Okay, so that means if you risked $1,000, you'd have made 15,000 when price got up here. Okay, so I'm in this trade right now, and I'm looking to get a 10x off of this. And let's just say I'm risking $1,000. I'll risk it all day long because price doesn't really go back past the previous low. So these types of trades are pretty much an 80 to 90% accuracy. But I'm just telling you, all I need is 50% accuracy to make 4 to 5 times my money. Did you all understand what I just showed you? Did I explain it well to you all? Brother Anthony, Anthony left, Brother Red Pill, did you understand that math that I just showed?
I very much did. $1 million question is, have the audience, the family in the audience, was y'all able to pick up on that math? Somebody wants to know, is that a Hugo's Way chart that you're using?
Yes. That's Hugo's Way chart that I'm using.
That is Hugo's Way.
Yeah, and I have all of my EMAs in there. So I use the 5 EMA, the 13 EMA, the 50 EMA, the 200 EMA. And those are the main EMAs, which are these colors here.
Okay.
And these colors tell a story as well. I can get into that at some point. But the point of the matter is that we keep doing this and we keep doing this and we keep winning. You see, right now is my silver trade.
Yes.
So you see the profit with the silver. And I have caught this at a weekly low. So I'm expecting a 10x off of this as well. So I'm in right here, and I'm looking for price to go up this way, but I'm already in profit there with silver. And so we just keep doing this over and over. We rinse and repeat. Like I told you, that the way I do it, because I use the big time frames are less volatile and gives you a higher predictive value. So I can just say this, if you didn't learn anything from me today, if you're doing Forex, use the big time frames. Most people who teach you Forex are using too small of a time frame. And that's usually when I know that people don't know what they're doing, because the small time frames are too volatile. And volatility takes away from predictability. And we're in this game to be engaged in predictability and not non-predictability. So if you use first principles thinking, the last thing you're going to do is the charts that are least predictable, which is the smaller time frames. Do not use the smaller time frames for y'all. I can just tell you all right now, if you want to save money in Forex, the reason why 99% of people lose money in Forex is because when they learn Forex, they're trading on the smaller time frames, the 1 minute chart, the 5 minute chart, the 10, the 15-minute chart, the 1 hour chart. It's too volatile. You could be right in a direction and you'll get stopped out because it's just too volatile. But when you start using the bigger time frames, you now have a bird's eye view and you can catch the lows, buy low, sell high, and it's more predictable. And what we're doing is we're causing ourselves to be more accurate. And like I said, I did the math for you. I just need to be right 50% of the time. And at this point, from doing it, I'm right 80 or 90% of the time by reading the chart. So this is a gem for people who know something about Forex, but they've been taught wrong. With options, most people are taught wrong as well. And that's why I just showed you all like my options move. So what I'm gonna do right now for people, I've been on for about 2.5 hours, but I do want to answer people's questions. There are questions that people have.
Yes.
Yeah.
For
And
my
the people
KT aliens, I would say, please take full advantage of the opportunity that you have to ask this brother some questions. Let's make them, relatable to the topic. And let's get this thing rolling. I'm ready to get this thing going.
Absolutely.
First question, do you trade Forex or options more frequently?
So options are easier to do because they don't have a stop loss. Options are safer because you can have a bad day and things can dip real seriously, and it doesn't matter because your stop in an option is really the expiration date. So if I have a year-long expiration date, like you just saw me do Microsoft, it won't expire until this time next year. So I've got time for it to breathe. Even if it goes bad for the first month, I've got time for it to breathe, which gives me an opportunity to actually make the profit. So I like doing options. However, options is just for stocks, whereas Forex is for stocks, it's for currency pairs, it's for metals like silver, gold, platinum, and it's also for indexes. So like the US 30, the Dow Industrial, the SP 500, you can do that on Forex. There's a lot more that you can do on Forex. I find myself probably doing them equally based on whatever the opportunity is and what the charts are saying. So once I catch a monthly or a weekly low, if it's a stock, I'll do Forex and I'll do stock options, which you just saw me do. You literally just saw me real time do a Microsoft Forex play and a Microsoft stock option play at the same time. So I'll be making money twice. Okay. So that was a good question.
Good strategy, my brother.
Yeah. So
all right.
Yeah.
The brother has a follow-up. What do you think about longing Frontier due to Spirit closing or longing in the airline?
So I'd have to look at the Frontier chart. Let's see, Frontier. Okay, here's Frontier. So we're gonna look at the Frontier chart. Someone says, what do I think about longing Frontier? Okay, so I hope that that's the airline Frontier. It must be. All right, let me just double check something for y'all. I just want to see Frontier. I just want to make sure that it is the right. No, that's okay. So what they have for Frontier, they're saying that's a cryptocurrency. So I don't know okay, maybe it's Frontier Group. I need to find the stock symbol. Okay, there's Frontier Group. Frontier Air Transportation. Okay, so their call letters are ULCC. Okay, so I'm gonna just give you a quick analysis on Frontier, just by looking at the charts. I'm going to look at it real quick, and I'm going to show you all what I'm looking at. So I'm going to share the screen. We're going to get rid of this, and I'm going to go into Robinhood again, and let's go into Frontier. Okay, so this is Frontier, y'all, ULCC, Frontier Group. They're up 10% today, and the stock is at $4.81. I don't know what's going to happen with them in terms of, they probably get someone to buy them out. They have a lot of inventory. So in the past year, if you invested in Frontier, you'd have made 50% on your money, about 42% on your money. That's not bad. Better than the bank giving you 0.01%, right? So that means that if you invested $10,000, you'd have $14,000 right now. If you kept that money in Bank of America, you'd have, for 1 year, you'd have $10,001. So you'd have made $1 off of a Bank of America savings account. Whereas if you put into Frontier, you'd have $14,000. Okay. Let me look now at the chart. We want to catch it at the lows. So this is the Frontier chart. And let's just see Wagwan. So I'm going to go to 3 months, and I'm going to go to the interval of 1 day or 1 week. But let's start with the 1 day. Okay, so what we're seeing here, this was the low here. You can see the lows. So if you got in here, you'd have made some money. And we see a W forming. W means that you're in buy. And then let's go to the week. Let's go to the 1 week chart and see if we got a low there. So there's a low here on the 1 week, and it's up here right now. The entry would have been here. So you'd have wanted to enter this a couple weeks ago. So right now I wouldn't go long on it. The reason is because it's starting to hit overbought territory on the weekly. As you see, is right here. The reason is you want to enter a trade when it's at the lows, not at the highs. Remember, buy low, sell high. This lets you know that these are the lows. This is it here. But if you go to the daily, so you want to catch the low of the weekly and the low of the daily, and then you can do a buy. Okay, so if we go to the daily now, it may be too late to get in. Yeah, it's too late. See the daily? Can you see this red pill?
Yep.
You see the dailies all the way up here?
Uh-huh.
This is called the stochastic oscillator. Every time that it hits the top, price goes down. Every time it hits the bottom, price goes up. And you want these to match up. So I'm looking for different things to match up simultaneously. I want the RSI and the stochastic to be at their lows on the daily and on the weekly. If I see the daily stochastic down here, the daily RSI down here, the weekly RSI down here, weekly stochastic down here at the same time, that's when we play. It's too late to get in. I would wait for it to go back down here, and then that's when you do your entry, when both of them are down here on the daily and the weekly. But right now, both of them are on the upside, which means that you'd be buying high and trying to sell high. No, you want to buy low and sell high. Okay? So that's my answer to your question. I would not get into Frontier right now until I start to see the price go down and start to see RSIs on the low and stochastics on the low on the daily and the weekly.
So not to be a reactionary, right? The logic basically says that we should be paying attention to the news, and especially if we are to invest our dollars into the news, like you said, buy low, sell high. So in my mind, I would have jumped on this stock the day that I saw that Spirit shut down. I would have got in on it, or probably even before that.
Well, here's what I've learned is that the news fluctuates.
Yes, it does.
But the news, the real news is in the charts.
The real up to date news.
Yes, even with this war, I've seen that if you just didn't pay attention to the news and you just looked at the charts, you'd have come out lovely.
Right.
Absolutely lovely. So I believe that the news is built into the charts. And the best thing that you could do is learn how to read the charts. So even if they tell me, oh, it's a good time to buy Frontier, I'm going to look at the charts. And I already know that it's overbought. I literally just showed you it's overbought.
Right.
So because of first principles thinking, I will not buy it if it's overbought. I will only buy it if it's oversold. In other words, I'm buying low, selling high, and I'm sticking with that. And what you start seeing is you see a high success rate when you start looking at it that way. So hopefully that answered the question for the person. I mean, we can do this all day long. We can start, those who serious, we can start looking at different things and my analysis of the different charts. You know what I'm saying? So this is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Someone says, how could I use my retirement? Well, if you've got a retirement money, it's probably in the 401k. Well, this is what you do. You find out how much percentage has your 401k earned in the last year, 2, 3, 4, and 5 years. If it's not double, then you could do better. Because I've just shown you all how to double your money actually very quickly. I've shown you all the different stocks. It's just that the 401k people are using your money to make money for themselves. And then when you want to take your money out, they penalize you. It makes no sense to me. Your own money that they're investing for you, if you want to take it out, they want to penalize you 40%. It's a scam, as far as I'm concerned. It's a scam. So when you're talking about retirement money, you would have been better off just putting your money in NVIDIA for a year, or in AMD for a year, any one of these tech stocks for a year. You're going to outpace whatever your 401k is making. And I've shown you all that. It's been quite clear. And again, I'm going to show you all again for the new listeners, the new watchers. We just did it with Tesla. All right. I'm about to show you something. Again, I got into Tesla in 2015. I want to show you this. This is for the listeners, the new listeners on Know the Ledge who just tuned in. Let's go to max on Tesla. That means, what has the stock done since the beginning of Tesla? Do you see the rise in Tesla? Can you read what crazy. That is? Plus what?
30,000%.
30,900%. We're about to hit 31%. We're about to hit 31,000%. Tesla started in 2010. About June 2010, right? Since that time, Tesla has risen 31,000%, which represents 320x. Okay? The question is, what does 320x mean? And I'm about to show you all what 320x means. Again, I just use a number like $10,000. So we're going to just use and this is going to answer your question in terms of your retirement and how you need to think about these things. So, let me bust out the trusty calculator. I'm going to show this for the people who tuned in a little later. All right. Hold on. Let's get this calculator up and running. Okay. I'm about to share the screen with y'all for the calculator. I want you all to see this in real time and why, I tell you, get rich slowly, the power of investing. Okay, let's say you started out with $10,000 in Tesla in 2010, right? Red Pill, the number was about 32,000%, right?
32,000.
Okay, so that's a 320x. So you're going to do $10,000 times 320. You've got $3.2 million now. off of investing in Tesla some time ago. Now, if you'd invested in Bank of America, other words, if you'd have just kept your stock in Bank of America, or kept your money in Bank of America in a savings account, Bank of America is going to give you, as I've shown you all before, 0.0001. They're going to give you 0.01%, which comes out to 0.0001. No, I added too many zeros. I believe it's 0.0001. Yeah, 1%. I mean 0.01%. So that would be, actually that would be 4 zeros. 0.01%. That's 3 zeros, sorry. So that's it right here. Times 10,000. $1. Do you see that, Brother Red Pill?
Yep.
So every year that you've had your money in Tesla since 2000, at 2010 when they went public, that is 15 years, right?
Yeah.
15, 16 years. You'd have made $16 from Bank of America. As opposed to putting your money in Tesla and you'd have made 3.2 million. So
they need to close these damn banks down. Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. Bank of America on an average savings account gives you 0.01% interest every year.
Right. And then black people, no, I'm not making this a race thing, but when they look up and be like, man, these white folk got all this money and all of this median household, and we out here on a hamster wheel. Yeah.
You see? And I'm telling you all this. And so when someone tells you, oh man, don't invest in stocks or whatever, you need to ask them, well, what would you have me do? Save my money in a bank? Because they've already told you the interest rate is 0.01% that they're paying you. Now, if you get like a money market account with a higher, let's say you're getting 3%, which they're giving you on a CD. So now let's just do the math. The best case scenario would be 3%. So 3%, we're just going to do the math. This is going to be very easy. And then you start understanding why you need to look at this stuff a little bit more seriously and why no one's telling you about this. Because they don't want you to get wealthy too. So 0.03, which is 3%, times 10,000. This is how much you'd make with a high interest savings account. $300 a year off of $10,000. So times 15, or let's do 16 years, because we're in 2026. So you'd have made $4,800 with a high interest account on $10,000, which gives you 3%. And it'll be more than that because it'll actually compound from the 10,000 to 10,300, then the 10,300, take 3% of that. But let's just say it'll just get to $6,000 maybe, right? But here's the deal, Red Pill. Would you rather have 6,000? Or would you rather have 3.2 million?
I think I'll go for the 3.2.
See, so this is just the math that I'm just showing you all. And the thing is that all of us saw Tesla rising up. All of us, like, if you know about the future, you know electric vehicles are going to take over internal combustion engine vehicles. You know that. Everything moves towards greater technology. And if you know that, then you move your money accordingly to that. If you know in 2000 that people are going to like home delivery of anything that they could purchase at a mall, you'd have put your money into Amazon. And it would have paid off for you because you were able to accurately predict the technological future. This is the point that I'm making. So it's not about like which stocks I'm telling you to pick. I'm telling you the way to think about it. Because if I show you how to think about it, you don't need me. You don't need me to give you picks, because if you think about it correctly and you're able to project the future correctly in terms of technology, where like Red Pill knows that everything is going towards AI. Businesses will not be able to compete if they don't have AI. I've run through that already with you all, the scenarios. It's just cheaper to have AI, you know, and AI robots. They don't call in sick. They not, you know, they don't ask for maternity leave. They don't ask for vacation. They don't, and they're more efficient and they're going to be cheaper than a human being. And so all companies who want to compete are going to be using AI. The question that you have is, okay, if this is what the future is looking like, what companies are in the AI space that are going to make the most sense, that are going to make money where I can get this growth as well in my portfolio, or get into options? And those companies are companies like NVIDIA, AMD, Intel, Qualcomm, and, you know, the list, even Tesla is involved in AI. So once you start understanding this, you could literally put your money in these companies and go to sleep and don't even look at it for 5 years. And after 5 years, you start seeing these numbers that look outrageous. You know, and that's what I did for Tesla when I invested in 2015. I invested and didn't touch the money for like 5 years, 6 years, to like 2021. And I was able to use some of the money to start a construction company. So what I'm saying is that, like, the numbers don't lie. The first thing that you need to do is definitely get Robinhood or Webull or anything that you want to use, and just start looking at the companies that you hear about all the time. Facebook, like, you know, we spend a lot of time on like Facebook and YouTube, right? So let's just say that if we decided to invest in the things that we spend the most time in, right? So it would be Facebook and Google, right? So I'm going to do this as an exercise because they don't teach you this. It's hip to be on Facebook, you know, and sharing your, like, you know, your selfies and all that, or Instagram is sharing, you know, your selfies. But what if you to put your time and attention into Facebook when Facebook went public, or in the last, let's say, couple of years of Facebook? When Facebook went public, it was 2012. I'm going to share with you all, if you'd invest in Facebook, what type of money you would have. And many of you are on Facebook all the time, right? And I'm going to look at Google as well. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to change the conversation to, instead of being a customer for these people or a user, you can become an investor. Because obviously you don't have any problem with YouTube, using YouTube, so why shouldn't you make money off of YouTube, right? Like, if you're on Facebook and you're on using Google, you should be looking at how can you change the relationship to be a money maker instead of being an attention giver, because they're making money off of you. Every eye that is on Facebook, they're monetizing it through advertising, right? So you should be monetizing Facebook in some type of way. And so let's just look at that. I'm just about to show you all. Facebook is called Meta. And if you just kept your money in Meta and didn't touch it, can you see the percentage rise of Meta since it went public, which is 2012? Can you see it, Red Pill?
Yes, sir.
1,500%.
Like another roller coaster.
1,500%. That's a 16x. So that means that if you put in $10,000, you'd have $160,000 just off of Facebook right now. You'd be having $160,000 doing nothing, by the way. And you can still be on Facebook posting your selfies and arguing with people about Beyonce, but you'd be making money in your sleep. See, this is what's not taught us. So we can go Google now, which owns YouTube, which people are viewing this on YouTube.
Real quick, because I see a comment in the comment section where somebody says, I don't know how to pick stocks. Most Black people are afraid to risk losing their life savings. I would say that we got to pay attention, and we have to, you know, that triggers me, because it's like that's somebody that's not listening and they're being reactionary and very scary. And I want to alleviate those type of fear tactics that are popping up. I think that comes from just not knowing it. You know, when you read, you could read a comment and you could tell that this person just doesn't know, and they're reacting off of pure, you know,
fear.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, let's look at the numbers.
Because you're not even showing life savings. You're showing literal investments of, you know,
right.
The
I'm not even saying like
minimum
you could do
investment ever.
$1,000, yeah, or 10,000 or 500. The percentage is the percentage. That's the point that I'm trying to make. And I'm not telling anyone to put their life savings in anything. What I'm saying is that you can take a percentage of the money that you make, and you can actually have that money grow for you over time. Instead of keeping it in a bank, you can do something like this. So Google, let's just look at Google. Some of you tuned into YouTube. Facebook, I just showed you. Some of us are watching us on Facebook. Some of us are on YouTube right now. Did you know that because Google owns YouTube, they're monetizing every view that you make, right? Because they sell it to advertisers. Oh, we had 1 million people watching this today. We're going to sell ads, right? So you're being monetized. Just watching this right now, Google is monetizing you if you're watching this on YouTube. I believe in changing relationships from being consumers to actually being investors. The ownership class always wins, by the way. Okay? Investors own a piece of a company. And if you're going to contribute your time and attention into YouTube, you should be making money off of it. As a viewer, I'm showing you this. So ever since Google went public, look at the percentage that it's risen in value in terms of what you'd have made if you just invested in it. 15,700%. That's 158x. I believe that's what it is. Yeah, that's 158x. So $10,000 would now be $1.5 million investing in Google. And I'm not saying put your life savings in it, but if you have some money, 1,000 here, 500 there, it's better you just put it in there and let it more than double, go 150x. And this is the point that I'm making. These companies are not going to stop growing because none of you are going to stop watching YouTube. None of you are going to stop posting on Facebook, and it's going to keep growing, keep growing. What I'm saying is, are you making money off of the people who are making money off of you? That's the question. And if you'd like to make money off of the people who are making money off of you, this is the way that you do it. And this is a legal way to do it with very little headache. And you just get into it, just like how you buy whatever you all buy in a grocery store or what you like to buy on Amazon.com. Like if you're shopping on Amazon, why aren't you holding Amazon stock or have a position on Amazon? Right? So I'll give an example. So there'll be a section of people who want to make you feel guilty for buying Amazon stock, but those same people have no problem buying from Amazon. So it's okay to be a consumer on Amazon, but not someone who's making money off of Amazon. It doesn't make any sense. And let's just look at Amazon again. I don't care if I have to do this every week for people. How much money, let's just ask, I'm going to ask AI right now, Red Pill, I'm going to ask this question. How much money, watch this, I'm going to ask, how much money does the average American spend on Amazon.com for 1 year? How much money does the average American spend on Amazon.com per year? All right, let's see what they say. Let's just wait for that number. Whatever that number is, you can think about yourself. In the last 365 days, oh, okay, so check this out. The answer to that question I just asked, Red Pill, is $1,300 per year. That's the average American. And the average household is spending about $2,700 a year on Amazon. Okay? So the range is $1,000 to $2,700. So let's just say if for the last, let's see when Amazon went public. Amazon went public in 2000, so 26 years ago, right? So let's just say that you matched what the average person spends on Amazon every year for the last, we're going to do the math. I'm just going to do the math with y'all. It is January 31st for the last 26 years. So Amazon went public in the year 2000. Amazon is up 9,000%, which represents 90x. Okay? All right, y'all. So we're going to do some math right now. I love math. So let's just do some math, some basic math. So let's just say that the average person spends, let's just go with $2,500 for every household. And for the last 20 years, let's do the calculator again. And I want y'all to see something. Let's just say you know that your household is going to spend about $2,500 on Amazon. Okay? And you did it for the last 26 years. Watch this, y'all. I'm about to show y'all something. People talk about life savings and money that they don't want to throw away. I want to show you something, or money that they don't want to lose. So check this out. $2,500 times 20, let's just do 25 for 25 years. That's $62,500 spent on Amazon on the website. Go there, and for the last 25 years, you've actually spent $62,000 on Amazon. But let's just say that you matched Amazon dollar for dollar. Wait, hold on. You able to see the calculator, Phil? Red Pill, you there?
Yeah, I have my mic on mute. Yep, okay. I see it. 62 bands.
All right. So that means that the average household is spending $2,500 on Amazon every year for 25 years, let's say. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. That's cumulative $62,500. What if you had a rule in your household that every single dollar that you spend at Amazon, you're going to buy stock on Amazon? And let's just say that you bought stock worth $62,000 in Amazon ahead of time, because that's what you'd have spent over 25 years, right? And Amazon, since 25 years ago, went up 90x. I just showed you all it's up. I want to be accurate. Yes, it's up 8,900%. That's 90x. So what we're going to do is we're going to multiply 62,500 by 90. You see how much money you would have?
Lord God. Yeah.
$5,625,000 on what you've already contributed to Amazon as a consumer. But if you put that same lump sum of money into Amazon at the beginning, I'm just doing the math with you all, because you're already putting this money into Amazon for 25 years. Now, of course, the numbers would be different if you did it year by year and accumulated to $62,000 that you gave Amazon. But I just want to let you know that $62,000 left your pocket over 25 years. But if that same $62,000 was allocated to Amazon when it started, you literally would have $5 million, $5.6 million. How does this sit with you? And let me just hear what you got to say about this, Red Pill.
The math is mathing. You know, like you said, men lie, women lie, but them numbers make sense. Like that's kind of a wake up call. You know, we should speak in numbers more than emotions and other things because that could become technology. People get somewhat lost in the word, but the numbers are, you know, I think our people need to be speaking in numbers these days so we could we could see the forest for the trees, you know. We need to speak in numbers because the numbers are making sense. And whatever language we were using prior to that has not necessarily helped us. Because here's the thing, we could put all of this information down and then somebody will go live on their channel or somebody say something and negate everything that we said and throw the people into complete confusion. And then at the end of the day, they left whole in nothing but air, right? So I would I would just say for everybody, let's stay super focused and speak in numbers. Don't be afraid of numbers. Do not be intimidated by the numbers. And like the brother said, he got a calculator. So even for those of us who might not be super proficient in math, use the tools that are right here. Use the calculators, crunch numbers, and let's start thinking in numbers. Thank you for like breaking these quote unquote molds that many people have on their minds and whatnot.
Absolutely. You know, I'm happy to do this for people week after week, and I show you all week after week what I'm doing. Um, you know, our subscribers to HERUTrades.com, they're very happy because they're seeing growth. They're seeing that like these numbers are the numbers. Like I give you all my picks, my wartime picks, and things are happening very lovely. And the point of the matter is that like anyone telling you about these things, they've got to show you the numbers, like what the numbers look like like how are you actually doing with your picks? And you all are able to see my picks week after week after week, and you see like the success rate. But I just told you all, like like really and truly, based on the math that I do, I only have to be right 50% of the time to actually quadruple my money, which is crazy because I just ran the numbers on it. So, like, you know, people tuned in late. A lot of people know I got into the sulfur trade, ECVT. You remember that one, right? Red Pill? I called out the sulfur trade. Sulfuric
The
acid.
sulfur.
Yeah, I
Yeah, the
called that
sulfur.
out
Let's
like
check
a
on that
month.
sulfur.
Yeah, so I called that out like months ago. And I'll just show you all. I showed earlier, but I know that a lot of people tuned in late. I'll just show you my options trade on ECVT, which is the sulfur company that is going to be making a lot of money because the Straits of Hormuz. I explained all of that. So I'm showing you all an option that I took. I'm going to show you all the real numbers. I don't like doing this, but I do want to give accountability because it shows the raw numbers. But ECVT, I took a position on ECVT on March 13th when I realized that sulfur prices were going to go up. Can you see my total return, Phil? Can you read the percentage?
Let's
You able to
see.
see this? Red
The
Pill, you see it?
percentage is 148%.
Right. So I've made 2.5 times my money since March
Yes.
13th because of using kinetic knowledge. Okay. So I put in about $700 on this, something like that.
Yeah.
I'd have to do the math. It's about $700. It's actually $720, and now it's worth $1,700.
I see.
And it shows my profit right here. See it?
Right. Profit is $1,068. So all
Yeah.
within the span of a few weeks, you're saying
Yeah.
your money grew for you?
It more than grew. It doubled to 2.5x.
Mm-mm-mm.
And I'm showing you right here. Today it's down, but overall total return is 148%. And those people who were listening to me when I brought this up when we did the show in March, went ahead and took an option and took a position on ECVT. Because even if you just bought the stock and not an option, let's see how you'd have done in the last 3 months. ECVT stock price in the last 3 months, which would be, if you got in when I talked about it, you'd have made 35% on your money in 3 months. Juxtapose that with keeping that in the bank, which is going to give you 0.01% for the year. See, this is the difference, and this is why we do what we do. And we just keep seeing more and more money accumulate over time because we understand what's going on. And we're going to keep doing this. And the people who are really serious are the ones who go to HERUtrades.com and just sign up in a membership. And, I talk to my subscribers. They ask me the questions. I show them the trades that I'm doing. They get push notifications whenever I make a trade. And, those are people doing more advanced, what you call kinetic knowledge in this, and they're all making money. Now, the point is this, is that I'm not going to be here and tell you that it's 100% all the time. But like I told you, that if I'm just right 50% of the time with my cumulative trades, I'm making 4 to 5 times my money. This is what it is. And so we do this all the time. Okay. And someone said, I jumped in when you mentioned a month ago, and that's Miss K Loves 2 Vibes. Miss K, I think you should be happy, right? Right? You jumped in when I mentioned it, then you've made money. Like, that's just what it is. Like, if you jumped in, you made money. And someone says post a website. The website is below my name, y'all. Let's see if I can take out that comment and you can see the website below my name. Let's see, hold on. Someone says right there, Isaiah Harvin, oh bro, I jumped into made bands. So he's saying he's made a couple $1,000s. So I don't know, Isaiah, are you a subscriber, or are you just someone who views the shows when we're on? You can let us know. Someone said, what's the website?
Yeah, Isaiah KT Alien.
Okay.
And so is Mr. Keisha. We got people in the
Okay, he's a
audience
subscriber.
that they movers and shakers. They are kinetic because when we drop, for real. I do the analytics.
Yes,
and there are people who are I call proactive. Salute to them. They have, I guess they have the faith, and they have the resources to basically get on and take advantage of all of the opportunities that come at them in real time. And I just wanted to say, for everybody that's watching, pay attention to the fact that they said that they jumped in when the information was brand new and fresh, not a year later, not 6 months later, when, you know what I mean? Immediately when it was presented, because this information is almost like milk. It will spoil if it just sits on the table for too long. It's organic, it's fresh, especially when you're dealing with finances and financial information. The same thing with the AI. If you come back around too late, I'll be like, what are you talking about? That was a month ago. We're in a new world right now. It's completely changed. That month was the month for you to get it. That month, where even though, especially with time moving fast, people should be jumping on everything that's being thrown out there, because you're not going through the pain of time anymore. If time is speeding up and is bothering you, put yourself in some type of investment to whereas the speeding up of time is going to benefit you. It'll be like, yo, this month went mad quick and I'm lit because I put my money on these stocks. I put my money on, and because it went so fast, I'm seeing a fast return, versus you're procrastinating on things. You're sitting around waiting on things. You're like, but then time is running past you. And then that's where the frustration comes in.
Absolutely. And, we got a couple of people, you got some movers and shakers in your group, man. Definitely, bro, because Here's another person. Sole Reasons MK says they got into ECVT after hearing me talk about it. So that's
Yes.
good. So
They
I'm
wasn't
happy
playing
to.
with you. Yeah, they
Yeah,
wasn't. You
I'm
you
happy. I'm
showed
happy,
that chart.
folks.
Yeah, you ain't had to do much. You showed the
Yeah,
first show.
yeah,
You came with receipts, and my people, all they need is the receipts to know that whoever's talking about what they talking about is doing it. Once
yep.
we can establish that, it's game on.
So, Red Pill, why don't you do this? I'd be interested to hear from the people who got in. You want to post on your YouTube the call-in link, which is just the link that I sent you from this morning.
Yes.
Put that on your YouTube, and let's have some people call in. I was ready to go, but like I'm so happy that so many people took the call on
We're invigorated.
ECVT. Yeah. So Isaiah, some of the other people, I don't have your names, but Isaiah, I see you're a subscriber on HERUtrades.com. Call in, chop it up with us. Let me know how you're doing. It'd be nice to meet you. Because a lot of people that we deal with in terms of the health thing and the wealth thing, I don't actually get to meet them. Sometimes I'll meet somebody and they tell me, "Hey, I had cancer and I don't have it anymore. I did your protocol," and I'll meet them like a year later. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Had a
So
lecture.
it's nice to meet people who are actually benefiting from the information that we're sharing. And so yeah, if you could put it in the chat.
I did. The
Okay,
link is
so
in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. It says StreamYard. I would ask that those who are using his services only click on the link. We need testimonials right now. We're looking for people who actually have traded and have results. So if that
yeah,
is you, you are welcome to come on stage and chop it up with the good brother right now.
yeah,
And please
and
keep your keep it to a 2-minute to 3-minute minimum when you come on stage, so we could be respectful for whoever's in the queue waiting behind you.
so what I think is going to happen, brother Red Pill, is I think our weekly listeners on the health show on Mondays and the wealth shows a year from now will be some of the healthiest and wealthiest black folks around.
They're gonna be teaching us classes. Fact, they be
Yeah,
sending us a link. Yo, pull up.
yeah, because what's happening is that everyone's getting their health together. They're eradicating their diseases, and next week we're going to do autoimmune diseases on Monday, and how to reverse
Yes.
autoimmune diseases and what the true cause of these diseases are. And I'm going to give you all chapter and verse. And we've got, I think, Brother Isaiah has joined us. Yeah, Isaiah, we can only see your eyes. If you can just put the screen down a little bit. There you go.
I'm at work right now, so I
All
can't
right.
Legend.
I'm at work.
All right. Tell us about your experience, man.
My experience was I saw one of your first calls on. I can't even remember honestly the first time I saw it, but um, the first call. Well, I just saw the receipts. Like I like seeing the receipts, the proof in the pudding. Someone's not just talking about whatever they're doing. So once I saw the receipts, I hopped in right away. I hopped in on the sulfur one, as well as I got Intel too. I hopped in on the
Okay.
Intel one.
Okay. That means you caked up. You caked up on that one, huh?
I'm still printing. I'm still
You
printing
still
money
print
right
money?
now. Yeah, I'm still printing money right now. So
Yeah.
you know,
I'm glad you caught that Intel one. So the Intel one is not something I think I talked online, but I posted it on my website. So you saw
yeah,
that on the website, right?
I saw it on the website. I saw the semiconductor one on the website.
Right.
I also took USO, which is the oil along the
Yeah.
oil from the website.
Yeah. You making
Yeah.
money on
I've been on it. I've been on it. Much gratitude to you. I've been on it. I really appreciate the knowledge and the wisdom. So I resonate with that. 'Cause I see a lot of people out here, but I don't necessarily resonate with them. So like it was more of like honestly, it was the health. It was the health because that's more important than anything.
Right.
So it was the health. But then also you making money too. So it's like, yeah, I'm like, yeah, I like that. That's what I like to do. So and I wanna expand that to my community as well. So
Absolutely, man. You have a lot to
yeah.
be able to teach people now because you've got receipts now yourself.
Yes, sir.
Especially that Intel. Intel went up 20% in one day.
I almost got out because I heard you talking about, you was like, yeah, you got to secure the profits at a certain point. And I'm like, oh man, I got to secure some profit. But I almost got out yesterday. I was going to close it out. Then that same day, it went up crazy
like
again. I made like honestly, I'm just be transparent with you. I made like another like 1,500 in one day. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna just ride for a little bit more.
And I got out of Intel like a week and a half ago because I hit 600%. I like to get out at 300%. And just transparency, I made 5 figures off of that. Just off of that 5-figure profit. So the point is that like from time to time you'll see some things that will explode. When you're looking at it, you're like, damn, I've already like 5x my money. I could 10x my money. Now, you just don't want to hold on to it too long because anything can happen tomorrow. So what I've learned to do over time is I just have a threshold of 300%, which is a lot of money. Like when you're quadrupling your money, because that's what 300%, you're quadrupling your money. That's a hell of a profit because a lot of people who do options, when you go to other people's classes and they want to charge you $10,000 to learn options, man, they got you getting out of 20% profit.
Yeah, no. Crazy.
For you right now, that'll be disgusting because your Intel's got to be about 708% or 800% right now. My man's laughing right now, but I know the numbers. You're looking at 700, 800% profit. So anyone trying to tell you to get out of 10% is disgusting.
Right. I agree 100%.
So it's like you start seeing, even with the Forex that I'm doing, when you learn Forex, they're trying to tell you to celebrate at 20 pips. 30 pips you're supposed to be celebrating. And I've already shown you all like 100,000 pips. I already shown y'all that. So the point is that the way I'm doing it, because I'm self-taught and I looked at this thing and I use first principles, I'm trying to figure out how we can make the most money in the shortest amount of time and the most money steadily. And by the math that I just showed you, that you only got to be right 50% of the time to make 4 times your money based on what I'm doing. And you see your Intel play that you got, I'm sure right now you're close to probably 700, 800% profit, right? Okay. Guess what? Your profit, whatever you put into that, your profit will cover 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 losses. You understand what I'm saying? So your profit off of one is just like how a record company does it. They'll sign 50 artists and only 1 or 2 will actually make money, right? But and that's like maybe a 2% hit rate. But right here, we're doing like close to 80 to 90% hit rate. But even at 50% hit rate, we're still profitable because the size of the percentage that we're making is so large that it covers everything else. Like, I don't know if have you ever done options before you started doing this? Before you started signing up with me?
I never did. I traded crypto. I never did options before. I never trusted anyone to do options before. But I've traded crypto before with leverage and stuff like that. But since I joined your group and shout out to Red Pill for putting me on to you, that was the first time that I started doing options. I never had faith in no one to do options before, to be honest. Like, I didn't feel like it's genuine. Like I want to be involved with someone who genuinely cares. Some people just want to make money. I mean, we can make money too, but like, it's not just only about that.
Absolutely,
in my opinion, anyway.
And let me tell you something. You go to people who've been doing options for 20 years and you show them your Intel, you show them like what you're doing with ECVT, because at ECVT, we've all made double our money right now, right? So they're not used to seeing these types of numbers. I'm talking about professional options traders. 600% is something they don't see. So like, this is your first time doing it. Like, you're spoiled from the gate.
Right.
The people doing
that's
options.
what I like.
I'm telling you, the people doing options, man, they're getting out with 10, 20% profit, and they're happy and celebrating. So when you show them your options that you got like 800%, they're gonna cry because they're like, what are you doing that I'm not doing? But it's just using a real simple approach that you just picked up from me. And the crazy thing is we've never spoken before, but you just watched enough of what we're doing to be able to do it yourself.
Yeah, it was one of the last shows. It was a couple of weeks ago, and like once I saw, you said there's four types. I don't want to mess it up, but like there was one type of knowledge that people receive, and it's like they get stuck in between. There was four different systems. They know the knowledge and they don't
Yeah.
act on it. So
Right.
when I heard that about the stocks, I said, you sound like you talking to me. So I keep hearing about these options and I get this knowledge. I know about other stuff, so I gotta act on it. I act on them that same day, and I've been printing money ever since. With options anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's beautiful, man. And I'm happy. So yeah, the 4 levels of knowledge is the level 1 is ignorance, where you just don't know something. Like you might be ignorant to speaking Chinese, right? And then level 2 is error. That's just the wrong knowledge, right? So you've been taught or you believe that 1 + 1 = 4. Just something simple like that, right? So you got the wrong knowledge, which a lot of people actually have the wrong knowledge. And then level 3 is you have the correct knowledge, but you're sitting on it, right? You know the price of oil is going up, but you're not doing anything about it. You're just complaining about it because it means that you're going to pay more at the gas pump. But no one ever taught you, or you didn't know that you could go to the markets and buy an oil option and make double your money, within 30 days, right? So that's what I call paralytic knowledge or static knowledge. And then the highest level of knowledge is what we call kinetic knowledge, movable information. And so now you have the information and you went ahead and you did it. And I just would like to say, I'm clapping for you, man. Salute to you. And I know
you making me proud, brother.
I know you feel like, I did a lot for you, but the point of the matter is that you did it for yourself because it was you who took the initiative and you didn't let fear overrule you. And you said, I'm going to take a portion of my money. I'm going to see what HERU's talking about. And I'm going to see if this is real. And you did it. And you caked up now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Definitely.
So, and we're not talking like, y'all, we're not talking like $10 here, $20 here. The brother said bands, so, and the brother smiling, laughing all the way.
Like Scrooge and McDuck.
This is what it's all about, y'all.
Clap it up for a black man smiling, y'all. Clap it up for a black man smiling. We need to see more of that. You know what I mean? I want to see my brothers smiling. I want to see my brothers, with that weight that be on our shoulders getting lifted off. You know what I'm saying? That's what I love to see. So salute to you for betting on yourself, good brother.
Sure,
and then doing the due diligence, man, and using discernment to realize that, hey, look, he showed me the receipts. So let me go in this and see if I can get the same type of receipts. You did it, and you found out, and you did, and you hit. And you're getting money, and you're making money in your sleep, and we start seeing that. We start like, okay, you dipped your feet in the water, and you saw that you made, you're probably at 800% right now, which is like 9x. Well, this gives you confidence to do this on a higher level. Because wealthy people, like there's some people, like I have someone in the group who put $10,000 into Intel.
Wow, yeah.
Right? Yeah, and in Intel on the same trade, they're still in it. They're at 900%, which means that they already made 10x. So they made 100,000. They're at 100,000 right now. You get what I'm saying? So the point that I'm making, y'all, is that this is real. I'm sharing this information with you all because I've cracked the code and I'm making this really absorbable for people and something that people can walk with for the rest of their lives. Because guess what? This brother Isaiah is be able to teach his children this. He'll be able to teach his friends and family this. We can start breaking the cycle of us being consumers and workers all the time. You understand what I'm saying? So salute to you, brother Isaiah. I'm going to keep making posts. I did 2 trades today live that people saw. I did Microsoft, and I did I did another oil one, and I'll be posting it on my website as well for my subscribers. But you know,
Yeah.
Yeah, and family, the
Shout
full
out.
replay of this will be available on Patreon. We came in at an hour and a half, so the hour and a half that we missed will be on the Patreon /Red Pillar. And I also have a huge announcement to make about when we will be linking up with Brother HERU for for the family, so y'all be able to learn everything that he's teaching. This will be a part of an event that we're doing at the end of the month.
absolutely. And I think Brother Isaiah was about to say something. I think his camera got frozen real quick. I'll answer a quick question. Someone says, is there an advantage to having a Robinhood account or a Fidelity account? Robinhood is enough. Honestly, it's enough, and it has a better user interface. It's easier for a beginner to use to buy stocks and to buy options. Much easier. All right. I'm trying to see if there's any other questions. But yeah, you all saw it live and direct. You know, on our health shows, we have people calling in with reversals of kidney failure, high blood pressure, cancer, all of that. And then on Wednesdays, we have people calling in with reversals of poverty, reversals of not knowing what to do with their money. Because the money that this good brother Isaiah put in, he could have kept it in Bank of America. But Bank of America doesn't give him 0.01%.
Yeah, that's horrible. I make more than that. Am I audible again?
Yes.
I make more than that stacking crypto.
Right.
Like I wouldn't dare do that.
Exactly.
But I don't know. I think I got frozen for a second. I just wanted to
you
say
did.
much gratitude and thank you. I will be going on to HERUtrades.com later to get the Microsoft call, as well as
I did
another
I
one.
think I did a Brent crude oil call today.
Brent Coil Oil.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I appreciate your time. I appreciate the wisdom. I'm tapped in. I'm about to continue to print money. Shout out to Red Pill. Shout out to the KT aliens. And yeah, just much gratitude. I'm at work, so I got to get back off of here soon.
All right, bro.
But I just wanted to say I appreciate it.
No doubt,
All right,
my brother.
man.
Appreciate
Right,
you.
peace.
All
Yep.
right,
Peace.
So that's what we do. That's what we do, listeners. And this is all day, every day. We do this like this is, you know what I mean?
Yes.
This is par for the course. And it's just good to have other people come in and, you know, give their testimonials. Like when we talk about herbal results and the products that we have on there, like it's one thing to have products, but it's the next thing to have testimonials. And of course, we record our testimonials. But when people call in and they say, hey, I used to be sick, I'm not sick anymore. And someone says, oh, I used to not know what to do with my money, and now I've quadrupled my money, or I've quintupled my money. And you can see from the brother Isaiah, he's smiling and laughing all the way to the bank because this is the easiest money he ever made in the shortest amount of time, because it's only been 2 months since we've been doing this live. So just imagine what's going to happen over time for those of us who start taking this thing seriously, you know what I'm saying? And so what I'm looking to do is I'm just showing you how to do this in the simplest way possible. I'm not going to like get into like these technical conversations where I'm using all these big words and acronyms and all that. An 8-year-old should be able to understand what I'm talking about. When it comes to health and when it comes to wealth, an 8-year-old reversing cancer, an 8-year-old should really understand. Like my son knows how to reverse cancer now. My son knows how to reverse diabetes. And we've talked about it, and he tells me exactly, you know, he's basically repeating some of the things that I say on a daily basis to people, and he has a working knowledge. He's 10 years old. My son knows when something is overbought and oversold on the charts because he can point them out to me on the charts. And this is something that we have to teach all of our children so that we do not become victims like we've been perpetually in our contact with European people, where they've set up a system where we've been locked out. And I've broken the code to health, and I've broken the code to wealth, and I'm able to show you all this, and you're able to get this information for free every Monday and Wednesday. And we're happy to do it. And when the lives are done, we have them with Red Pill on his Patreon, where you pay a minimal amount of money to be able to get the information, because we cannot rely on YouTube to store our archives. We have to archive it ourselves. And I think that we're doing something monumental, and we're showing you where the rubber meets the road. And I hope that it's been helpful, and you all appreciate what we're doing, because all it requires is your attention and your due diligence, and to follow everything that I'm talking about. And if you do it in the fields of health, you do it in the fields of wealth, you see over time, you start accumulating capital, and you start feeling better as a human being in terms of your health. This is all that's important. We're all involved in many different things. I don't really talk about politics. I don't talk about history. I don't talk about my worldview. I try to focus on health and wealth, and those people who have the same mind frame that I have. I'll have a conversation with you about how I feel about politics. But I find that, politics and religion conversations can be very divisive, and everyone believes that they know everything. But like Brother Red Pill said, you can't argue with numbers, right? And so when we talk about health, I need to know your blood pressure numbers. When we talk about health, I need to know your blood sugar numbers. I need to know your cancer marker numbers. I need to know your tumor sizes, because this is how we know if we are actually making progress, by looking at the numbers. When we talk about stocks and investment, we need to look at the numbers. What's the percentage rise for this day? What's the percentage rise for the week? What's the percentage rise for the month? What's the percentage rise for the year? So forth and so on. When we start operating our lives based on what rules the universe, which is numbers, we start having more productivity and less arguments and less back and forth. Because if you get 1 million people, you're going to get 1 million different ideas, and all of those people think that they're right about something. But where it stops is when you start evaluating numbers. And so please understand that the most important conversations that take place are conversations that involve numbers. If you've been talking to someone, or someone's been talking for a long time and they haven't brought up numbers, it probably is not that important of a conversation. Honestly speaking, it's just opinion. So try to have numbers in your conversation so that you can actually measure what you're talking about, and you'll see that you become a more productive human being. You don't get caught in all these what I call tautological arguments, right? In conversations which people tend to have online. And I'm sure Red Pill knows all about it from having a talk show. You got 1 million people with 1 million different ideas, and everyone wants to, chime in on what they think is right and what they don't think is right. And it becomes argumentative. And like, we reach a certain age, we don't want to spend our time arguing with people. We just want progress, and that progress is measured in numbers. And that's just what it is at the end of the day.
Real quick, for somebody that's looking to invest and they may not have expendable income, but they do have certain things like subscriptions, or let's say that they may have a habit that's draining their pockets and whatnot, that they can sacrifice and put into,
Yeah, I'm listening.
Yeah, and they could put into stocks. What is some advice that you would give to someone who has to weigh out, okay, is it the Hulu subscription or is it stocks? Like, what is your suggestion to give somebody that extra little push if they're on the edge right now trying to figure out, does this make sense?
Yeah, so I just showed you all that you could literally buy a stock option for like $7. I just did that on one of the stock options that I just bought. I don't know if it was the Microsoft option. I think it was the Microsoft option. It was like $7, right? Here's the deal, man. Are you willing to do what's necessary to reach the goals that you want? That's the first question. And if the answer is no, then go ahead and just keep watching Netflix all day long, right? But please understand that there are people who have a different relationship with Netflix and Hulu. They've bought stocks in Netflix. And if you want me to do this, I can do this right now. Because a lot of you have a Netflix subscription. And I like to do this because it stings, and it stings properly. I'm going to show you all something about Netflix. Okay. A lot of you all have been paying, what, $9, $10 a month for Netflix? Okay. And they're programming you. And let's just say Netflix, when Netflix went public, oh, this is good. We'll do this. And this is going to answer your question in a very good way. You ready for this, Red Pill? I think your mic is off.
Say that again.
All right, you ready for this? Check this out.
Yes, yeah, we ready.
This is Netflix.
Booyah.
Okay, we're going to do the math.
Yeah. God darn it.
Look at Netflix from the beginning of Netflix, which was in 2002. Netflix has gone parabolic, 81,000%.
81,000%. Oh my goodness.
That represents about 82x. No, 800. That's 800x. That's 800x. Okay, let's go to the calculator. I know the math, but I want you all to see it with the calculator. And we're gonna do something very interesting. So Netflix has gone up 800x. I'm going to share the calculator with you. Let me stop screen, share screen, and we're going to go calculator. Okay, 800 represents the multiples that 800x is for Netflix. And let's just go $10,000 again, okay? If you put $10,000 in Netflix, when Netflix went public, you'd have $8 million now. Off of 10,000, you'd have $8 million. But let's just say it's not 10,000. Let's do the same thing again. What is the monthly subscription for Netflix, y'all?
I think $12.
Okay, let me just confirm that. What is the monthly subscription price for Netflix? Okay, the monthly subscription price for Netflix as of 2026, standard with ads is $8.99 a month. Ad-free is $20 a month. Most people would want it ad-free. And then premium ad-free plus 4K is $26.99 a month. So I think the average person is probably getting $20 a month Netflix ad-free. Okay, $20 a month times 12. That means you're spending $240 a month on a Netflix subscription, right? Okay, Netflix, $240 a month. And let's just say that you allocated that money, $240 a year rather, for the last 20 years. And you were paying that for Netflix. I know that the prices have gone up over time, but I just want to give you all an example. Okay. So we've got $240 a month. And let's just say you allocate that from the beginning. $240 a year rather, times 20 is 20 years, is what you would have spent on Netflix for 20 years. That's $4,800. Let's just say that you took that $4,800 instead and you front-ended it into Netflix. And Netflix did what it did at 800 times, right? So instead of being a consumer of Netflix, you became an investor in Netflix. And you don't even have a Netflix subscription. And you said, instead of a Netflix subscription for the next 20 years, I'm going to take that 20 years of value and just put it into Netflix, right? Okay, at the beginning. So let's just do 4,800, which would have been $240 times 20 years, would give you $4,800 in terms of a 20-year spend. Actually, it's 26 years. So let's just do it right. 26 times 240 times 240. 6,240 times 800. If you front-ended 6,240, said, I'm not going to buy a subscription to Netflix for the next 20 years. I'm going to use that money instead, and I'll just put it into Netflix because I know Blockbuster has gone out of business and technology is going to be such that everything's going to go to streaming. Anyone could have called that, right? You could have called that. All right, check this out. you'd have $4,900,000 if you front-ended 26 years of Netflix subscriptions to a Netflix stock at the beginning of Netflix. You'd have $5 million right now.
Mod. Crazy.
Like, I don't even have to talk when I show people stuff like this. And you're throwing away your money every month being a consumer and not realizing you could use that same amount of money and just invest it in the same company that you love so much. You obviously love it because you want to pay a subscription for them.
Right.
And you're paying $240 a year. And you could even just say, listen, I know for the next 20 years, my household is going to want to watch Netflix. But what we're going to do is we're going to sacrifice for the next 26 years of Netflix. And we're going to do the math. And we're going to put that money that we would have spent into Netflix in front end on this company, $6,000, which is not a lot of money.
Right.
We're going to put $6,000 because we know Blockbuster is closing. We know the technology is going to go to streaming. We know that people ain't going to buy DVDs anymore. We know that that technology is going to be phased out, just like cassette tapes were phased out, Betamax and VHSs were phased out. Everything is going to be moving to digital. And I'm going to take the money that I would have spent, or my household would have spent in paying for Netflix, and I'm not even going to have Netflix at my house. Everything is bootleg. I'm watching bootleg, and I'm going to take this money and I'm going to front end it in Netflix stocks, and I'm going to sit on it for 20 to 26 years. You have $5 million right now.
So something just came to me like an eureka moment. So Netflix operates in the negative, right? And I believe that they're projected to operate in the negative for the next 7 years. But now when I'm looking at the stocks and I'm looking at what the stocks are doing, it makes sense that these companies operate in a negative, because on the surface, they don't generate money through operations. They're generating money through their stocks.
They generate money through stocks. They do stock buybacks. They do all types of really funky things. And that's why you actually want to have a publicly traded company. That's what we're looking for, Herbal Results, by the way. In the next 5 years, we expect to be a publicly traded company in the United States and Africa. So we're looking at the Kenyan stock market, the Ghanaian stock market, a couple other stock markets where we'll be listing an IPO for Herbal Results, because the real money is when you go public and when you can start issuing shares. And so the early investors privately are the ones who make a windfall because they're getting the stock at pennies on the dollar. Then when it goes public, you know.
Right, they're getting like 5,000 stocks, 10,000 stocks, right?
Oh no, they're getting no, they're getting 1 million stocks.
1 million shares, right?
Yeah, 1 million shares because they're getting it at 1 cent.
Right, they're getting 1 million shares.
So now when that 1 million shares that they got at 1 cent goes live in terms of a IPO, and the stock opens at $10 a share,
right?
And you got it at 1 cent a share.
Yeah,
that's like
it's
a
no-brainer, right?
Like, you know, you're just making money overnight, like hand over fist.
So imagine
No, go ahead.
Imagine the investor who was able to do that for 30 years straight, and he had the insider, you know, scoop on all of these new businesses, all of the FANG businesses, the Teslas, the Facebooks, the Amazons, and the Netflix and the Googles and everything, and basically was on the board for all of these companies on their, you know, like you said, before they went public.
Yes.
And actually, because there's a lot of favors that take place behind the scenes when it comes to somebody pushing a stock or a product, you know, getting on the board, putting your name behind certain things. There's all type of favors that are being done where people are getting these 1 million shares in their portfolios and whatnot.
As it should be, because guess what? If I am with a company and I know it's going to go public and I have a relationship with Red Pill, guess what I'm going to do, Red Pill? You're going to be on the board and you're going to get shares of the stock before it goes public.
That's right.
We all going to sit there and we're going to celebrate together, and that's what other people do, and that's what we have to
take
start.
care of each other.
This is how we got to start playing ball.
Yes, sir.
Anybody who opens a company, I'm gonna tell you right now, your goal should be how can you go public in the future? That's where your windfall comes in for you and your investors. And so a lot of us will open companies and we're never even thinking about going public. But I have a 5-stage program for herbal results. I can show people. We already have investors. We finished stage 1 funding, and we're moving on to stage 2, where we're going to have manufacturing facilities. Then we're going to move to stage 3, stage 4, and stage 5. And stage 5 is for us to go public. When we go public, the people who've already owned shares in herbal results will have gotten shares for like pennies on the dollar. And then when we go public, the stocks will be for dollars. And so you'd have made like 100x, 1,000x, literally overnight. And this is what people do. And that's actually the way that Trump raised money when he had to pay like $1 billion. He owned stock in Truth Social. And Truth Social went from private to public, and Trump made like a couple $2 billion in a day. Like, people should look into that. Like, Jeff Bezos, his first $1 billion did not come from Amazon stock. It came because he was an early investor in Google. A lot of people don't know that. But I think he invested like $250,000 in Google and got the stocks for like 1 cent.
Yeah, Peter Thiel was 50 bands on Facebook in the beginning before their IPO. They were actually about to go out of business, and Peter Thiel came with 50,000. It could have been 50 or 500. Somebody give me the numbers, but he is the earliest private investor into Mark Zuckerberg's company while he was in Harvard and whatnot, boosted them up. So
actually, let me just correct you on that. The first investor was Eduardo Severin.
Right.
We talk about him all the time. And for y'all who don't know, Eduardo Severin was a freshman at Harvard, and he made money off of kinetic knowledge of Hurricane Katrina stopping the oil market because it ruined a lot of the oil processing plants and the oil excavation in the Gulf of America or the Gulf of Mexico area. And it shot the price of oil up. He made a bet and made $300,000 on it, and took that $300,000 and invested into Facebook because Mark Zuckerberg lived down the hall from him in his dorm. Let's do it again. Do you remember how much Eduardo Severin is worth off of his Facebook stock today?
35 billion, I think.
$39 billion.
39. Yikes.
Yes. You know, and this is people. This is what's going on, and this is what's going to happen with us too. Is that we are going to we're not just here to just invest in these people's companies and make money investing in Tesla. No, we're using the money to form our own companies so that we can invest in ourselves, because that's the end goal. The end goal is not like, I'm not happy just making money off of Tesla or any of these options. No, my focus is to not only extract wealth from these people, but to build our own companies where I can put Red Pill on the board. I can let him know, listen,
that's right.
Check this out, Red Pill. You help me with this advertising for what we're doing. You get some stock in my company and we go public, you become rich. This is what they do with each other.
Get me
right. This is what they do with each other. So it's like, this is what we got going on, y'all. This is exactly what we got going on, and this is the master plan. And someone asked, can I go into detail about investing in my company?
Can we do a whole show next week on that?
Yeah, let's do a whole show. Let's do a show next week about investing in herbal results and what the plan is in the 5-point. We've already gotten past point 1. We've raised the money for point 1. We've already gotten to the payback period where all the investors have been paid back, or those who didn't want to get paid back, they wanted to roll it into stage 2. So it's raised in stage 2. So we're not accepting money right now, but we're going to be moving into stage 2. We're going to be having an investor meeting soon about stage 2. The only reason why we haven't had the meeting that we were supposed to have, like probably around February, is because of the war that happened. The war stopped me from traveling internationally because I don't want to be flying on planes and I don't know what's getting blown out the sky. So I'm just chilling for a little bit, but I'm looking to travel internationally to get sites for manufacturing our products on the continent. So that's the next thing that we're going to be doing. We're going to look to build manufacturing plants on the continent where we get land for a lot cheaper. Electricity is a lot cheaper in certain places on the continent. Labor is cheaper, and we're able to employ, hundreds of people, and we're able to make the product cheaper for people worldwide. So I make the product in the United States. It's expensive to make the products in the United States. But if you go to Africa and make these products, I can make, if a product costs me $5 to make, I might be able to make it in Africa for like $1. So I'm looking at all this strategically. Just like Apple doesn't manufacture their phones in America, they manufacture them in China because it's cheaper to make in China. Well, I'm looking at Africa to be the next manufacturing hub, and I'm going to do it. And we're going to manufacture all Herbal Results products in Africa and sell it to the world for cheaper. So it'll be a great value proposition for our customers who've been benefiting from the products. And, and I'll tell you, for Herbal Results, since we've been in business since 2015, 11 years, we have not raised the price of our products one time in 11 years. So that olive leaf extract bottle that's $40 has been $40 since we started the company. And it has stayed $40, and I want it to stay that price. And I don't think any other companies can say in the last 11, 12 years, none of their prices have changed. All of our prices have stayed the same. And we're proud of that. And we want to keep doing that, even start lowering the prices for people. So we'll get into that next week. We'll get into how you can invest. And we're going to talk about like how you can get into investing in other people's companies privately, because that's the key. Especially if you become an early investor and then it goes public. This is the conversations that we have to have with each other. We're going to start having these conversations more, and just know that it does not end and stop investing in other people's companies in the stock market. It's actually to get our companies in the stock market worldwide, not just in America, but in different locations in the world, be public, and we can then benefit from the stock price raising up. And this is what wealthy people have been doing from time immemorial, and we've been cut out of the loop purposefully. Just like I showed you this money that we're making, there's other people making this type of money, and they're investing millions, and they're coming out with 100 million in one day off of an investment. Like, this is real. That I'm showing you all this is very real. What's going on, and if you start looking at the numbers, so I started with $10,000 for Netflix, right? $10,000 with Netflix, you would have. How much was it? You would have, if we did 800x, you'd have $8 million. Well, the person who put in $100,000 in Netflix, they got $80 million now.
Yikes.
Yeah. And there's some people who put $1 million into Netflix when it came. Guess how much they have now? $800 million.
Sure.
This is real. It did an 800x. So there are people, when Netflix came out public, who didn't invest privately, because there's people who invested privately into Netflix and got Netflix for 1 penny before it went public. So if you got Netflix for 1 penny, the type of money you made is crazy. But what I'm saying is that there's people who invested $1 million when Netflix went public, and they have not cashed out anything. And it went 800x. They're sitting on $800 million in their account right now. And they're not saying nothing to you. They're on the beach chilling. They're not telling you this. They're not sharing this information with you.
Yeah, that's what I call quiet money. And I speak on that often. Money is not loud, y'all. When people are winning, they're not getting on the internet telling you that they're winning. They're being as quiet as possible. You feel me? Because they don't want to mess up something that's good.
And they don't want you to know. A lot of them just don't want you to know.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because
they don't
people
want you
tend
to
to
know.
mess things up.
Yeah, they don't want you to eat too, though. Some of them, they just don't even want you to eat. So a show like this is quite rare, where, you got someone showing you the numbers and showing you what it really looks like. Because this is real and it's happening day after day after day, and people are just making money hand over fist. Yeah.
I'm on YouTube every day, brother. Not only is this rare, I do not, even with this algorithm that we're tapping into, YouTube does not send me anything of this nature like that. They're not showing us these transactions. People are not as transparent as you're being and whatnot, especially on a free YouTube show. No, it's not what's happening.
No, it's not, but I just think this is important because, nothing to me is like a greater strike to the system because I'm all about like giving the system licks, right? And so nothing is greater to me when someone says, Heru, I no longer have high blood pressure. I'm not on any medication. Thanks for the protocol and the products. Heru, I no longer have cancer. I had stage 4. Heru, I no longer have diabetes. I no longer have autoimmune disease. Thank you. And then when a brother like Isaiah called in today, who I've never met, and this is my first time seeing him, and say, hey, man, I subscribe to your HeruTrades.com. I've made several $1,000s in the last, month or two. Thank you. See, something like that, it invigorates me so much when people tell me, like, the knowledge or the information has helped them in their personal lives. This isn't just like showing off numbers or anything, that you can actually employ the same thing and you're going to do this too. It's like, hey, if you do 100 push-ups a day, just like I do, in the next 3 months, you'll have muscles too. You get what I'm saying? Like, if you just do this, this is the results that you're going to get. And the fact that we keep seeing this over and over, we're able to really make a difference in the lives of people, Red Pill. So, I feel very great today, man. Isaiah's call was a great call, and the other people who said that they got in on some of these trades and they made some money. I'm more than happy to help you all make some money. And on Monday, we're more than happy to help you all sort out your illnesses, so that everyone is healthy and everyone is making some money. And this is the biggest blow to the system that you can do. So here's the deal. Like, a lot of people tune into this show, but, I'm focused on my people. And that's worldwide because of what we've been through. And so to me, there's no bigger blow to the system when you show Black folks how to be healthy and out of the medical system, and you show Black folks how to be wealthy and to be kind to our people. That is the biggest blow. The biggest blow to the system is actually being kind to our people and being generous to our people and showing our people how to thrive economically and health-wise. This is the biggest strike to the system that you can do. And so when people call me with testimonials, I feel great because I feel like, okay, another lick to the system has been given out. So yeah, man, thank you all for tuning in. We've been on for a while, but Red Pill came in, and I wanted to make sure that Red Pill's audience benefits from this information. So there are some of you all who tuned in from 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you're still on. And I'd just like to say salute. And this is fun doing a show like this. And we'll be back next week. Next Monday, we'll be doing autoimmune diseases, the cause of the autoimmune diseases, the medications that they give you, why the approach is actually the wrong approach, why people aren't being healed, and how you can heal yourself from autoimmune diseases. And we'll have a protocol for you, and we'll have the scientific studies and all of that. And please keep in mind that we will not be archiving on YouTube any of our shows for Monday Health because of what YouTube does in terms of censorship. So, you're going to have to go to Red Pill's Patreon for those who listen to Red Pill. And then you're going to have to just go to Herbal Results and contact me to get the shows. And we'll be archiving them as well. But myself and Red Pill will be doing it jointly so that we make sure that people can go to one place. And Red Pill will set a price for it because we want to create some type of meaningful value. And it costs Red Pill time to do this show. The brother is a hardworking brother, and for him to ask me to come on his program and do all that, he's curating all of this, and the brother is up late doing a program and then wakes up early in the morning to come do a program with me. You all can go on his Patreon and subscribe to his Patreon and shoot the brother a subscription fee of $5 a month or $10 a month. You're doing it for Netflix, so you might as well do it for Red Pill, who's giving you life-changing information. So that's my plug for Red Pill's network, and we're looking to help him build a network that can rival something like Netflix.
Yes, definitely. And the content that we've created over the past decade that we have in our archives will definitely surpass anything that a Netflix or any type of quote unquote streaming, Disney Plus, any one of those that you could bring up. We literally have in terms of value and wealth, we could surpass that 100x. So if these companies are at this certain amount, if they're touching this certain amount of revenue, there's no reason why Netflix, KTL Media is not tripling and quadrupling and 10xing that. We are literally putting the machine together. Now, I want to make an announcement about what we will be doing this month, kinetic knowledge wise, in Miami, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of this month. Let me get the date. Let me get the date. Well, no, I'm sorry. The first week of June. Okay, the first week of June, we will be in Miami, and we are going to be doing a 72-hour boot camp entitled Clause, and it is an acronym for Kinetic Knowledge, Legacy and Land, Autonomy and AGI, Wealth and Wisdom, and then Spirituality and Sovereignty. This is a system that we put together. It's an initiative. It is a part of the Facts Initiative. We already did a successful one in North Carolina. Now we're bringing it to the land of flowers. We're going into the tropics, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to be teaching 72 hours of both artificial intelligence, AI, as well as ancestral intelligence as well. And for the wealth and wisdom segment, we have our good brother HERU as our special guest. He's going to be teaching the family about trading. It's called over the shoulder knowledge. Over the shoulder knowledge is basically when we're right there with you and we're telling you what to do step by step, and we're aiding and abetting you, and you're going to be able to get it. You're going to walk in one way and you're going to leave another way. You're going to walk in a mortal and you will walk out in an immortal. Why do I say that? Because kinetic knowledge is literally the modern day version of teaching people how to fish. We're going to activate you so you could literally get started with multiple income streams that day. The technology has advanced to the level with Clawbot, with Anthropic's Claude, with Hermes Agent, and with a bunch of other tools, to whereas you can now successfully start multiple businesses in real time, and you can actually have the AI agents running your business automated. So tap in. This is for entrepreneurs, visionaries, business owners, and content creators, and anybody that wanted to fire their boss. Pull up. The link is in the chat. We look forward to seeing you. You could participate daily, or you could come through for the whole 72 hours, and we have access to online. We're live streaming it, or you could come into IRL. We're going to be in a enclosed environment. It'll be about, I say 30 to 40 of us. We don't want too many people because we want to be able to focus on individuals and whatnot. This is happening first weekend of June. Tap in, and we look forward to seeing you. And yes, that is my announcement. And I'm dedicating this, aka livicating this, to a brother of mine named King Yuta, right? Who may transition because of cancer. I just found out about this literally this rising. That's why I was late, because I had to just deal with that loss, you know what I'm saying? And this brother, he put my face, the first time I ever saw my face on a beverage, this brother's company, Chef Yuta, he put my face on a bottle of juice, and then it showed me how powerful my brand was. It really shifted the way that I even saw myself as a brand and as a collective and whatnot. So my brother Chef Yuta, Plant Minaj with the food truck, my bro, I am livicating, not dedicating. I'm going to livicate this whole entire Miami because he's out of Florida. So I'm livicating this clause to the brother and his family and his spirit, and we're going to keep moving. All right. Going back to health.
I would say to you, Red Pill, I don't know if the brother, is he in hospice right now, or
he's gone.
Passed away? Oh, he passed away?
Cancer. Yeah.
He passed away already?
He did. And
okay. I wish I would have known. I would have definitely offered to even give him my products.
Me and him was in contact, and we were working on some type of regimen for him. Of course, he knew all about the herbs. I told him about the olive leaf extract and all of these things, and it just got very aggressive on him and took him down.
Okay. Yeah, man. Sorry to hear that, but I would have loved to have worked with him on the protocol and see if we could have got a reversal for him also. But, since he's already made his transition, we just like to say, give thanks for his memories and the positive things that he did while he was in this plane.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, man. So yeah, Red Pill is another great show, man. Everyone, thanks for tuning in. We'll be back doing health results Monday, and we'll be covering. We did cholesterol last last Monday, and I think that was probably a legendary show as well with the call in that we had, and the kidney failure call in and diabetes, and the brother lost like 80 pounds within 2 months by just doing intermittent fasting and
Yeah, that was
some
dope.
time with us. Yeah. So next week we're going to do autoimmune disease. We're going to cover multiple sclerosis, rheumatoid arthritis, lupus, Crohn's disease, Hashimoto's disease, Graves' disease, any of these diseases that they're calling autoimmune diseases. We're going to break it down in a very digestible way, and you'll actually understand and be able to see what's going on. I'll share some scientific studies with you. I'll show some testimonials. I'll share even part of a lecture from some leading doctors who've actually found out what's really going on. And I think that if anybody in your family has any one of these autoimmune diseases, you're going to want to tune in Monday, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be very revelatory, and I'm going to show you step by step what you're going to do to reverse your situation. All right. So bless up to everybody. We will see you all next week, Monday, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I don't know if there's anything else you want to say, Red Pill, to close out.
Yeah, I'll see everybody later on. We have a show, WTF Wednesdays. That'll be on YouTube later on. And yeah, man, I would just encourage everybody to make your next move your best move. Take this information and apply it. And we'll see y'all at the top, man. We'll see you at the Platinum Party. I look forward to seeing the KTLians at this next Clause event in Miami with my good brother HERU. Show out and show off, y'all. Let's pull up and let's make it happen. All right.
All right.
All right.
Bless
Now.
up. Peace,
Bless
y'all.
up.